Capricorn, welcome to your weekly reading. Let's go. All right, Capricorn, welcome into the weekly reading. This reading is for June 29th all the way through July 5th. It's eclipse season, Capricorn. There will be the third installment of the Capricorn Cancer eclipse season happening July 5th. This is the culmination of eclipses that have been occurring since July 2018. Some of the major themes around these eclipses have been tradition, security. This wraps up the Cancer-Capricorn axis, but as you know, we had some eclipses in June that started a whole new eclipse season on the Gemini and Sagittarius axis, looking at communication, particularly how we process communication, how we interpret communication in our relationships, etc., etc. So lots happening with eclipses, and this will be a lunar eclipse happening on July 5th. Lunar eclipses tend to be about releasing things. So looking at things you have released in terms of your beliefs, particular ways of doing things, things that you have released, attachments to outcomes around security, stability, and how you've expanded in those areas over the past, year or two. Be very important to look at and review. And as you know, with eclipses, they bring up a lot. We have been in a heavy eclipse season. I don't know about you, but I've been feeling a lot of different energies. So if you haven't, that's great for you. But considering that this particular eclipse is happening in your sign, in the sign of Capricorn, it's quite possible that you might. All right, so let's see what's going on with you and your person. And I just want to say before we jump into the reading, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for tuning into my channel, liking, sharing, subscribing, all that good stuff. I definitely appreciate it. So let's see what's been going on with you and your person. What's happening in the connection as we move into this new week, June 29th through July 5th, with this eclipse that's coming up. So let's see. Wow, so we have the Cancer card jump out in their energy of the moon right off the bat. Okay, looking like there's going to be some resistance coming up for you guys. No surprise there with the eclipse happening this week. Some resistance, some hurt feelings, some resurfacing of past feelings, right? Wondering why things just couldn't, be a certain way, right? So a lot of reviewing from the past coming up, going back over things, kind of trying to work things out in your mind. In their energy, there's the moon, the Ace of Cups, and the Five of Wands. So I'm feeling like they are very much conflicted, right? Conflicted over competing thoughts and ideas and emotions, things resurfacing out of nowhere, things that they thought had been resolved, coming back up to the surface for them. And it has them looking at you a certain way, right? And I feel like they're feeling you more. Again, I tend to channel for people who are in separation, in challenges within their connection, and likely not talking. So I'm feeling like this person is wondering why all of a sudden these feelings about you are resurfacing. They've been, doing their own thing, not really trying to focus on this, but now it's coming up in a way this week that it can't be ignored, because it's like a certain frequency they're feeling. It's like, it's really low vibe, actually. It's hurting them. It's making them relive the past, relive the hurt, relive the pain. And that's not where they want to be. It's like they're wrapped in this veil of illusion with this moon energy, and they're trying to see their way through that, right? They also are having to work through whatever stories they've been telling themselves about this connection, right? I feel like they have some competing stories going on in their mind right now. A lot of ego energy coming up, I'm seeing. And it's interesting, I feel like you guys are mirroring each other in a certain way, because in your energy, we have this Five of Cups here, the Four of Wands, and the Four of Pentacles, right? For you, what I'm seeing is a lot of regret around not being able to, like almost blaming yourself for not being able to bring the situation together in a certain way. It's like you feel like you should have been able to do something or accomplish something or fix this, I'm hearing. And it's like you've tried to exercise a little too much control. You've held the reins a little too tightly. And as a result of that, just stayed focused on what hasn't worked versus, you know, what could work, or even what you really wanted, right? I feel like as a result of things like what I'm hearing is this person, like you feel like this person played you, and that caused you to shrink back, but it's like you feel like you shouldn't have allowed this to happen, and you beat yourself up about that, because I feel like this isn't the first time this has happened in a connection for you. It's like a repetitive pattern, Capricorn. And with this eclipse coming up, I feel like that is being highlighted. It's like you know, dug your heels in the sand and said, I'm never going to allow this to happen again. But that has hardened your heart in a way that's not authentic to you. Okay, so the energy of the connection right now, we have the Hermit, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have Temperance. So on both sides, there is a strong need to really search within oneself, to really figure out how to love oneself, heal oneself, and overcome some of the hurt and pain of this connection. What's interesting is I'm getting on both sides a desire to want to move forward, move on. I don't know if that means, and we'll clarify this, I don't know if that means like away from each other, but there's definitely this desire like to not be around each other, I'm hearing right now. It's like, you know, you just really, both of you just really want to focus on yourself, but it's like this keeps coming up, and that's because there's still some lessons to learn in the connection. Yeah, you know, you've been hurt really bad by this. Hurt really, really bad. And it's not just with this connection. It's like what happened in this connection just kind of put down the weight of everything else that's occurred. And so this week you're really wanting to clean that up, but it's like you're having to open up and really let go for that to happen. And that's like breaking you wide open. It's almost like your heart feels like it wants to bust open. I feel like you can sense them too. You can sense, so that's the other thing Spirit is saying, like all of this energy that you're picking up on, it's actually not yours. All of it's not yours. So you need to be careful that you're able to separate out all of these extreme emotions that you may be feeling right now, because your person is doing their best to try to stuff things down. You know, I'm getting that this week they will be trying to run away from the thoughts that come up, the emotions that come up for them around you, whether positive or negative. It's like they don't want to feel any of it. You know, if they could smoke it or drink it or, you know, love it away, that's what they're planning to do this week. As for you, I see you being on this up and down seesaw of emotions, and trying to do your best to contain it. But really what you need to do is just allow it to be there. With the Hermit energy, the Hermit allows himself to feel everything, judges nothing, feels everything, right? With the knowing that in doing that, by embracing everything, he can get through it. Temperance card. So that's the deal. Let's see what each of you will be processing this week, right? In terms of these eclipse energies. Because I feel like this is very, even though it's connected to the relationship between you two, it's like it's bringing up the things that you individually need to heal that were barriers in the connection. It's like it's really highlighting whatever those unconscious energies are. So let's see what those unconscious energies are at this time that you need to pay attention to. So let's see for them. Okay, so we have respect. You value everyone's unique perspective on the path to love. Yeah, so this plays right into the moon with the 5 of Wands here. It's like they're ready to battle. They're ready to go to war. You know, they're not really interested in respecting anyone but themselves at this time. Like this person is in a energy of needing to or wanting to just look out for self. That's because they're hurt. That's because they don't know how to process these heavy emotions, right? They really can't see what's happening here. Vision. It says no matter what, you see the bigger picture of a loving, just universe. No, this person blames. The vision they have right now is one of projecting blame and whatever pain they're feeling onto other people right now. So I don't feel like they're in a healthy space. They could be, right? There's some sensitivity here with this Ace of Cups, right? It's not that they don't have it in them, but they're not, from what I'm seeing, willing to tap into that at this time. Let's see for you, right? For you, yeah. And as a result, it's like a lack of trust because you've been beat up by this person one too many times. It's like I can't deal with that anymore. Right? I'm not willing to put myself out on the skinny branch. Right? Exactly. Like it's spontaneity. You move beyond the constraints of the mind and freely and lovingly embrace new situations. This is where you should be. This is where you need to move toward, right? Out of this 4 of Pentacles. You want to move away from that. You want to move into this energy of being able to just open yourself up, like I said, into the 4 of Wands. But there's this back and forth, these emotional extremes that you're bouncing in and out of. And part of that has to do with the fact that you're a person, Capricorn, is underneath this moon energy. This moon energy that they're in really keeps coming up for me, really sticks out. So they may be a Cancer, right? That might resonate for you, or maybe they're, you know, a water sign. But I mean, Cancer is, or the moon is heavy Cancer, Pisces energy to me, right? So you want to look at that, right? This person has a lot of, and I mean, they have the Ace of Cups here, so they're diving deep into the emotions and really trying to fight they're being invited to, I should say. They're being invited to dive deep into their emotions, but really fighting to stay out of it, right? And what's interesting, you know, the moon is about traditions. The moon is about our values, what we, you know, what makes us feel secure, what fills us up emotionally. And that's exactly what this eclipse is all about. So I feel like your person is being heavily activated by this eclipse energy. And as a result, not only are you going through your own stuff to work, you know, work with this energy and, you know, your own activations with this energy, you're feeling this person as a result of what they are going through as well. So I want to clarify those energies with some tarot cards just to see, you know, what's underneath that. Like what's the blockages there? Like why are these challenges coming up for you and your person at this time? Okay, so for them we have the Empress and we have the 4 of Swords. So this person really just needs some time to grow up a little bit. I feel like they are very much in the process still of learning how to value and love, and I'm hearing woman, but I'll just say that the opposite sex, or you know, if it's not the opposite sex, maybe it's same sex, but really learning how to value a partner, right? For them, what came out is the Empress card. I see this as being, you know, their partner, so someone who they can look to as a nurturer, as a lover, right? But then we have the Four of Swords. It's like they need time to really learn how to respect not just themselves, but another human being, a mate, the way that they would respect themselves. And they're just not there yet. There's this selfish energy where they're just all about themselves at this time, how they feel, what's important to them. Not that they don't care about you, but it's like they don't even, and this is not an excuse for them, they just don't even have the know-how, the capacity to be sensitive and open to another person. Like they need to grow into how to hold space for someone else outside of themselves. Okay, and for you, we have the King of Swords, and we have the Nine of Pentacles. And for you, it's like you are done. And look at this at the bottom of the deck, Strength. For both of you, I see the Strength card as learning, as maturing, as growing into wisdom, right? For you, what I'm seeing is, you know, you're ready for this person to really take charge and take the lead in the connection, versus you always having to hold the bag, always having to be the mature person, always having to be the person who, you know, starts the conversation. You really want to see them step into that role of being able to speak clearly, solve whatever issues you may have. Not that they're going to do it all on their own, but at least recognize that, or acknowledge that there is a problem that they have been part of creating, and acknowledge the hurt and pain that they've caused, right? I feel like on some level, you know, you've done that, right? But have grown tired of being the person who always has to run after, chase after, look after, right? You're not there anymore. You're moving into this Nine of Pentacles energy. That's what you're being called into. This is your lesson, really looking after self the way they look after self. And I almost feel like you admire how they are able to, you know, take care of themselves, even though they may do it in a shitty way. It's like they always protect themselves somehow, leaving you feeling out in the cold. And you understand that, you know, in your life, you could benefit from some of that, right? But you hold a great love for this person. You really care for them, right? And you really are just a person who cares for other people and their feelings. But the lesson for you here is to, you know, learn to look after your security, your needs a little bit more. So what we're going to do is jump on over to the extended reading. We'll look a little bit more at your person, see what's going on with them, and we'll dig a little bit deeper into some of the issues surrounding you and what Spirit is really guiding you to do in terms of this connection. We'll also look at, you know, whether this person truly has it in them to step up and mature. I mean, you know, eclipses can bring up a lot of things, and they are catalysts for change, instant change. So, you know, never say never, never give up. Let's jump on over to the extended and see what else comes out. Thank you so much for tuning into this video here. If this is where you jump off, that's totally cool. If not, click the little link to the extended below. And before you go, don't forget to like this video, share this video. Other people, other Capricorns will benefit from this message, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. All right, talk to you guys soon. Peace.